in and for the District of North Carolina is hereby called to order. You may be seated. Bailiff, unshackle the prisoners and bring them forth.
Riordan and Oshiro. The court will now hear testimony in connection with their indefensible actions.
Richard Riordan and Mark Oshiro, you have been summoned before this court to answer for your repeated, flagrant, and egregious violations of the law. In that regard, there is truly only one true, immutable, and eternal law in this universe. The only thing which is constant is everything. Look to the gods. 3,000 years of the exact same petty squabbles and minor disputes. And that is the way it should be. Look to the demigods. They are born with fatal flaws, they live with their fatal flaws, and they die by their fatal flaws. And that too is good. Look at you mortals. You're deluded into thinking that you can change. You can't even change the logo of a restaurant. But you two hubristic humans, you have been accused of actually changing. And it is also a true, eternal, and immutable fact that you cannot spell change without the word hang. And I swear by the gods, if you have changed, you will hang. Introduce the first charge.
I kind of hate that, though.
Richard Riordan, you're accused of changing your mind. You started out wanting to be this.
Who is this modern-day Orpheus wannabe?
Okay, the wannabe thing's a little low there.
Overruled.
Okay, yes, this is from the 1980s when I was in college in Texas. And it's true, I wanted to be a rock star. I was in a folk rock trio. You can thank your lucky stars you never heard us. But I did enjoy it. That is what I did back in the day, yeah.
Until you got married. Aww.
Well, that's true. I have to say my hair was pretty long back then.
Not long enough.
That is me and my wife, Becky, who is here backstage today, actually. And yes, that is a change I have to stand behind. Now, Becky and I have been together since we were 16 years old. We recently celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary. If you notice the cake, it has birthday candles on it. That's because we are exactly the same amount of years old. She's 30 minutes older than I am, born on the same day. So of course we had to get married on our mutual birthday.
Aww.
I know. But really it was very self-serving because I have never forgotten my anniversary.
But the enough. You had to have children.
I'm sorry? I mean, those are my two sons. They don't look like that now. They're adults now. But yes, Haley and Patrick, we had our sons. But look, if I hadn't had my sons, I wouldn't have started telling bedtime stories. And if I hadn't started telling bedtime stories, I never would have told that one to my older son about how when he was ADHD and dyslexia just diagnosed, he was feeling pretty bad about it, and I made up this Greek myth about a kid named Percy Jackson.
Regardless, Mr. Riordan, you do confess, do you not, that you changed from being single to married and then to being a parent?
The math checks out there. Yes.
And do you also admit to changing diapers?
I mean, do you really want me to say I didn't change the diapers?
Let's take a look, add that to the charges.
Then you became a teacher.
True, that's true. I mean, back then, I think that's about 2001. I was a middle school teacher for about 15 years. I taught, middle school teachers. I taught English and I taught history. And again, I've always loved Greek mythology, so I decided to teach Greek mythology in my classroom. I told them the Greek myths. And again, that is something that led me to write Percy Jackson. So I think that was a pretty good thing to do, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
But how about changing your look? Like
Look?
this.
Oh dear.
Can you possibly explain that?
It's real bold of you to say that while looking like that.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that look is coming back, though, I gotta say. Frilled collars, it could be a thing again. This was in the 1990s. I was teaching in San Francisco and doing a unit on Shakespeare. So to tell my 8th graders like what life was back like then, I showed up in my classroom wearing that. And, you know, if you know 8th graders, you know how they reacted. Oh, God. They like slunk out of the room. They were so embarrassed to have me as a teacher.
And perhaps that happened again with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I also taught American history. And I will say respect to you, Judge, because those wigs are not comfortable.
Yes, but they are always in style. That is one thing that never changes.
Right.
We don't even know what you were trying to be here.
Okay. What am I doing there? It looks like I'm summoning Winnie the Pooh or something. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This was for Sal and Gabby Breaks the Universe, which is Carlos Hernandez's book, and it is from the Rick Riordan Presents imprint. It's a book about the multiverse. So the idea was that all the other authors and me, we would all promote the book on social media by dressing up as alternate dimension versions of ourselves. So this is me doing whatever it is I'm doing there.
And there's another exhibit?
Wow.
And now suddenly you are a son of Ares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not buying it either. I don't know. So we were on set for the Percy Jackson TV show, right? And it's in Vancouver, and they have to test everything for the TV show, including the Harley Davidson that the god Ares drives down the highway. So for a couple of days, they had like 6 different Harleys lined up in the parking lot, and I was walking by them, and one of our publicists said, "Hey, Rick, get on." I was like, I have never been on a motorcycle in my life. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do with the handlebars. I'm not quite sure how that works. So I tried to look as cool as I could. Now, it made me feel a little bit better when I learned that Adam Copeland, who is Edge from wrestling, right? Who is our god Ares, who's just the coolest thing since sliced bread. He's great. He doesn't ride motorcycles either. And so when you see him in the TV show on his Harley, he's actually being pulled by a trailer.
And don't think we've forgotten you, Defendant Oshiro.
No, we can stay on Rick, it's fine.
No, it is not. So, Defendant Oshiro, you changed from being two people into one?
Okay. I'll give you that, that was pretty good. So a lot of people don't know this. I am an identical twin. I have an identical twin brother. His name is Michael. He's an educator based in Maryland. So yeah, I'm a twin. It's pretty great. I know you don't like change and you're gonna judge us for changing. But I will say one part of me has not changed this entire time, which is that I've been cute the whole time.
Yeah.
Look how cute.
Overruled.
What? Can you overrule that?
Was
I think you just called me
speaking
ugly.
Greek?
Oh my God.
Overruled.
All right, anyway, yes. Still cute, by the way. At 11 years old. Thank you, the 5 of you who cheered for that. Thank you. 11 years old. The fact that this is a Polaroid makes me feel very old as well. I was a straight A student in actually pretty much throughout my entire school career. But I love this photo in particular because when I was student of the week, when I was 11 years old in 6th grade, if you can't read it, I will read you. My number one hobby when I was that age was writing stories. I have wanted to be an author, thank you, my entire life. In fact, when I was 10 years old, I wrote my first book. How many of you have read or are fans of the Goosebumps series by R.L. Stine?
Yeah.
Love those books. When I was 10, I wrote my own Goosebumps book. I am giving you permission in advance to laugh at this. The name of my first book was Stay Out of the Closet.
Aww.
Someone over there laughed way too hard. Mind your business. But yeah, I wanted to write since I was very young. It's been my goal my whole life.
But then this.
I assume this
That reaction was a lot. Okay, thank you.
I assume this is a child of 80s?
Yeah, absolutely. I made this joke, I remember, when I was first announced as the co-author of The Sun and the Star. One of the reasons I sort of felt destined to write this series is that when I was younger, I was basically gay Latino Nico. Like, I relate so much to his story and the struggles that he went through, but I was also a very spooky kid who likes spooky things and face makeup. And so when I was first reading the series and was introduced to Nico, I was like, that's my child. I know, that's me. So yes, I did look like that.
And like this.
Oh God, okay. So maybe I do change my look a lot. I find that changing your outward appearance is a form of self-expression. This is me at 20 years old, so maybe a year after the last photo. This is my best friend Ramon. We are outside an AFI show in Los Angeles. I grew up listening to punk rock and hardcore. I want you to know I texted my friend Ramon this photo a few weeks ago, and he texted back and said, Mark, this is the straightest you've ever looked. Thanks so much. But yeah, those are also bunny ears, just for the record. I don't know why I'm wearing them. Maybe it's related to your universe with the stuffed.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah, I just remembered that those are bunny ears. Thank you for laughing, one person over there. All right. So yeah, I changed my look, maybe a lot.
You claim you wanted to be a writer your whole life.
I did.
But then, you took a little...
Oh, right. So, kind of like Rick, I also thought I was gonna maybe be a rock star. I was in punk rock bands when I was in my early 20s and some, I don't think they ever got very successful, but yes, I entertained other careers and changed my interests at times. Oh no, is there another one? There is. Yeah, look at that. I like music. Music is a big influence in my life. I write to music. I revealed this on Twitter. the other night is that I create a playlist for every book I write. So there is a Son of the Star playlist, there's a Court of the Dead playlist. I think I've been bullied sufficiently on Twitter that I will release them.
Yes!
I listen to music to get in the mood. So yeah, music is a huge part of my life.
And what self-respecting child of Hades dresses like Demeter?
Oh, this one, I guess. I like this because it was another form of self-expression that was different. I took this photo for my friend Danielle Clayton, who's a wonderful YA middle grade author. She wrote this book called The Bells. I am a bell, and this photo was taken, very funny story, in Central Park by another author friend of mine, Zaretta Cordova. We made the mistake of taking this photo next to this enormous fountain on Valentine's Day, meaning every 60 seconds someone came up to us to congratulate us for getting married. And then they would do that and I'd have to be like, no, sorry, this is not gonna happen at all. But I look great. I think, I think there are also people here in the audience who maybe have one Greek or Roman god they really like, but then they're kind of related to another one too. There's some here, yes, we agree. So Hades and Demeter are probably my two favorite. Is that allowed?
But it looks like you're being Hermes here.
Your feet don't even touch the ground.
Come on, legs. My legs look great then. Okay, hi. So, as an adult, I also have changed some hobbies very recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you know this. One of my recent hobbies has been long distance endurance running. I signed up this year for my first marathon. It's in December. Hold on. You're gonna need to cheer for something else in a second. Because it's coming up so soon, I have had to do training runs while on this tour. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. On Tuesday, the day Court of the Dead came out, I did a 15-mile run in Boston, which is the longest distance Hold on, no, not what you need to cheer for. It is the longest distance I've ever run. I'm very proud of that, but I need you to know, I'm running along the Charles River. I'm 11 miles in. It's very hot. I am pouring in sweat. I have a hat on, pulled very tight down. I am hunched over this light being like, why am I doing this? I'm so hungry. I just want pizza. Why did I decide to do a marathon? And I look up, the light turns green, a car rolls through the light, the back window rolls down. Someone who is either a child or an adult who looked like a child leans out the window and goes, Nico! At the top of their lungs. And it is, at that point, it's the second time in my life I have been recognized publicly and associated with Nico de Angelo. So one of you made me very proud that day.